YouTube, good morning. Broke Boy Tactical here. Hope you're all having a great day. So I just got home from work, and I've also been watching live the ATF hearing about the guy in Arkansas who was just, fucking murdered in front of his entire family. The guy with no criminal record, the firearms enthusiast. Yeah. So the reason why I want to talk about this is because it kind of pertains to me. How I can afford to have so much experience with so many firearms. I'm telling you guys, this channel is just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to my experience in what I have owned. I've been doing this well over a decade, and I trade and sell firearms on the secondary market a lot because I'm poor. If I buy something, I don't like it, or I get bored with it, I sell it, I trade it, and I get something new. But it can put you on a list, and it has happened to me twice. Okay? You don't want to wind up like this dude in Arkansas. Now, he did, within a year, sell over 130 firearms. In fact, some of them on record to criminals. Okay? I'm going to tell you how to avoid these things, because this is what wound up getting him looked at. All right? It only took me 31 firearms, but we're going to get to that at the end. Let's say you're new to guns. Actually, you know what? That's terrible. Let's say you're not new to guns. You've been doing this a long time. You've got a vast collection going, and you want to get rid of some things. You totally can. Secondary market is honestly the best way to do that. That's how you're going to get most of your money back. Okay? Taking your gun to the gun store as a trade-in or the pawn shop it's a good way to avoid what we're talking about, but you're going to take a huge wet bite out of your ass. If you do this properly on the secondary market, you should have nothing to worry about. Okay? For one, let's say you go out and you bought another Glock 19 for some reason. This one's a non-MOS. You already have an MOS Gem 5, so why'd you buy this thing? It was really cheap, but you're going to turn around and sell it for $500 on Arms List when you got it and it was a police trade and you probably paid $340 for it. That's a crime. That's a crime. You cannot make a profit. Okay, now they have to prove this, but trust me, especially if you bought your gun from an FFL, not off the secondary market, if there is paper documentation of how much money you paid for this gun, and you go online and make an ad for even $10 more than what you bought it for, you are technically committing a felony. There's a reason why that clause is now on the 4473. Are you intentionally buying this firearm with the intent of reselling it on the secondary market? Meaning, it is illegal for you to find a deal and make money off of it. It is. It's considered a business. You need a license to make money. When you make a profit, it's called a business. Okay? So remember, you can get a lot of your money back on the secondary market. Let's say that Glock 19, let's say it was a new one and you paid $550 for it. Don't even try to get $550 for it. Ask for $5. You've got the box, you've got the receipt that proves you're the original owner. It's got the date when you bought it. You've never shot it. It's in great condition. Glocks hold their value very well. You can probably reasonably expect, with all that proof and all the box and all that good stuff, you can reasonably expect to get maybe $450 to $500 out of that Glock. That's a lot of return on something on a mistake that you made. That's a good amount of return. Okay? So that would just be my recommendation. Don't make a profit. Don't even try to break even. Don't even list your ad 550 OBO. I wouldn't even do that. You're opening yourself up for trouble. Second, when you're making your ad, you need to be very clear in your verbiage. By responding to this ad, you are representing yourself as a legal, law-abiding citizen who is allowed to purchase, carry, and transport firearms in the state that you are living in. Meaning, the moment they say, hey, I'm interested, they are already representing themselves as a legal individual. And yes, it is legal. You can do that. Yes. It doesn't matter if they read it or not. It's just like science. It's just like clicking agree on iTunes. It doesn't matter if you read it. Okay? When you're talking to this person, you need to make sure that they are willing to present identification. If they're not willing to present identification, then they can fuck off. I don't care. Oh, I got a Purple Heart and I was in the military. It doesn't matter. It does not matter. Secondary market, so I don't have to present ID. You're being unconstitutional. Doesn't matter. They have to have a state-issued, very important, valid, in-date, state-issued driver's license, identification card, or preferably a license to carry. That would be what I'd recommend that you do. Do not mess with anybody that does not have a license to carry. I know, unconstitutional, but it's to save your own ass. Do not mess with anybody. And even then, always use a bill of sale. It's not lawfully required, but it's the one thing that's going to keep you out of jail. Trust me, okay? The firearms bill of sale, again, has that verbiage. tacked right onto it. By signing this bill of sale, you are legally representing yourself as a lawful individual who is allowed to purchase, carry, and transport firearms in the state of Texas. Boom. So you do end up accidentally selling to a felon. Let's say somebody still has their carry card. Let's say they still have their card, but they may have committed a felony, and you don't know it. They're away. They could be on trial for something. Like, you have no idea. It just doesn't matter. You always use a bill of sale. You never can just trust anything at face value, and it's not lawfully required, at least not here in Texas. And I cannot stress to you how important it is that you use one. If they refuse to show you identification, and if they have a problem with you taking down their information using a bill of sale, don't do it. Do not do it. Under any circumstance, I don't care how badly you need the money. If you need the money that badly, go to your local pawn shop, get a small loan on that firearm, one you can pay back, and get that gun back. That's what I would recommend. So, these are two very good ways to stay off the ATF's radar. Do not make a profit and use bills of sale. Second, don't do this too much. Remember, like I said, the guy in Arkansas sold 131 firearms within a year, some of them that he bought at an FFL the day before. This will get you on a list. I've done it too, okay? I found out the hard way. I wasn't making any profit because I already knew about that, but when I first got into firearms, I was very enthusiastic. I actually had quite a little bit of money. I'd see a used Tokarev sitting in the cabinet. I'd be like, oh my God, I gotta have that. Oh, I need a fourth LCP. You know what I mean? And I'd ended up with all this redundant shit that I didn't need, and I would use it as trade fodder, and I would sell a lot of it. So one day there was this little nerd at my door with about 7 or 8 cops, and they were performing a raid on me. They wanted to see documentations. They had a list of certain firearms they wanted to take a look at, and they came in, and I had documentation for all the ones that I didn't have, and I had all the ones that they did want to see. So I didn't break any laws, but I was still warned that I was teetering on a line of running an illegal business, and that I should watch myself. So basically, I wouldn't sell or trade more than 10 firearms a year privately. I wouldn't do it. I would not do this too much. I wouldn't. You could wind up on a list, and you could wind up like that guy. Now, the police body cameras were not on, so we don't know if he approached these people or not. But from my understanding, the police kicked a door on this guy's house. He had no idea it was the cops, so he grabbed one of his guns and went to face the intruders, and it was the cops, and the cops murdered him. And none of them were wearing body cams. That's what I am gathering from what I have heard, and that could easily be one of us. You're not going to get a notice that the police are going to come and kick door on you. And when somebody kicks door on you, what do people like me and you do? We grab our guns. Except the police are there, and you're a dangerous criminal, at least according to them, when you're just a hobbyist who might have just been a little overzealous about what they were doing. You know what I mean? It's just one of the... It's just really sad. I don't know what's going on across the street, but anyway... I'm just telling you, you don't want to wind up on one of these lists. You do not want to wind up on the ATF's radar. So use bills of sale. Don't do this too much, and don't try to make a profit. And it should be as simple as that. Okay? See you next time.